Merry Calgary Flames Christmas to all who celebrate. I know we all have a Flames Stanley Cup at the top of our wish list, but in reality, this year the Flames know exactly what kind of team they are, and they're in a very comfortable spot the franchise is familiar with. In this holiday special, we have multiple Flames updates, including standings, the naughty list, wish list, and more. And boy, oh boy, of course, I had to put the Rasmus Yule log video as the entire intro for this video. I do want to say Merry Christmas. This video is coming out on Christmas Day, so I want to say Merry Christmas to all of those who celebrate, sending all of my love from me and mine to you and yours. I'm fortunate enough to still have my entire family. Can't wait to celebrate with them. It's always a very, very nice time. We have some hockey to talk about, but before we get into that, I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And don't worry, the Flames Digest family covers all kinds of celebrations. So if you don't celebrate Christmas, I also want to say a happy holidays, and we just can't wait for hockey to be back and a new year coming up. But let's get into the naughty list to start things off. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. I think we have a good idea of who's more on the naughty side on this Flames team. But if you have no idea what's coming, well, Sportsnet decided to post this, and it is the NHL's naughty list. So it is the penalty minutes leaders from January 1st through to December 24th, which is the day I'm actually recording this, Christmas Eve, of course. So pretty much the entire calendar year, who has the most penalty minutes. And look, right there at the top, we have Martin Pospisil, the most in the league with 146, 13 more than number 2, which is Nikita Zadorov. And if you go down the list, there's the usual suspects. You see guys who are being labeled as, kind of some goons these days, like Mathieu Olivier, and so many former Flames on this list as well. We already said Zadorov. You go down a little bit, there's Hathaway. You go down a little bit further, there's Bennett, which is absolutely wild. So a bunch of former Flames involved on this list, and even Brady Tkachuk, who at one point was a big Flames fan back in that 2021 playoff run the Flames went on. So I just thought that was a very funny. If we actually break down the numbers as well, so the most minors is Zadorov with 39, the most majors is Olivier with 13, but the most game misconducts, no surprise, is a tie between Pospisil and Rempe. I mean, you just look at the past game here in Pospisil, you know why he's at the top of the naughty list. But I just thought that was something funny that Sportsnet put out that I wanted to share with you guys too. Looks like Pospisil will be getting coal this year. Now let's get into some standings, rankings, and wish lists, or as the graphic shows it, standings, rankings, and wish lists. And the first one we have to look at here is, of course, more of a standings thing. So, with a 3-2 win over Utah Hockey Club last night, the Dallas Stars pushed the Calgary Flames back into their proverbial ass groove. 9th place in the Western Conference. Surprise, surprise, the Flames find themselves in 9th. Not only in the mushy middle, but the classic mushy middle spot of right outside of a playoff spot. They're 16th overall in the NHL. The highest you can go without being in a playoff spot. Good to be home for Christmas. So obviously Trevor here tweeting this out has a good sense of humor about it, but it's just so true that the Flames seem to always be in this kind of spot. You even think back a couple years when Florida played Vegas in the final. The Flames finished with more points than Florida that year and didn't make the playoffs. It's just so agonizing always being in the same spot. It does get quite frustrating. So if we get into the Athletics' most recent power rankings, where does that put the Flames? Well, it puts them in 18th. So even more in that mushy middle, but more a little bit on the outside. So they now have the 15, 11, and 7 record. Look at all those Daryl Sutter points. We might have to start calling them the Ryan Huska points. But essentially, what the Athletic was doing here was saying who was the best player in 2024 for the Flames. Or, well, they did it for every single team, obviously, but this is kind of like a year-end power rankings, a holiday break power rankings. But they think the best player for the Flames in 2024 was MacKenzie Weegar, who in 78 games had 16 goals, 32 assists for 48 points and a +8 net rating. So, Weegar has always been a great defenseman, but the second half of last season felt like the moment he really blossomed into a number 1. Weegar became an all-situation stud with a role on the top power play and started to put up some big offensive numbers. Combine that with solid work defensively, and there aren't many defenders ahead of him. Calgary's got a good one. How did he not make the Four Nations roster for Team Canada? I will just never know that. Let's move on to a wish list. So we kind of looked at the standings. We looked at some power rankings. Now let's take a look at the wish list. So this once again comes from The Athletic. It was released a few days ago now, but the NHL wish list for 2024-25. What gift each hockey team needs the most this holiday season. So what kind of holiday present should the Flames be asking for? So if we just get into their little introduction to the article itself here, we're obviously not going to go over every team, just the Flames. But what's at the top of your favorite NHL team's holiday wish list? Is it a trade to fill a need, or a star player to find his game, or the classic health in the new year? The Athletic asked its NHL staff for one last minute gift idea per team. Here's what they said. Drum roll, please. Let's get into the Flames. They said an NHL youngster 23 and under. Did Craig Conroy write this article? That seems like it's known that that's exactly what the Flames are looking for, but if we get into it, it's been on Craig Conroy's wish list for some time. A young, budding NHL talent with untapped potential who can be part of the Flames solution. There are a handful of reclamations they could invest in with varying asking prices. The Flames have some draft capital to play with to get that piece. The question is who? Trevor Zegras when healthy? Dylan Cousins? Marco Rossi? Nick Robertson? And this one came from Julian MacKenzie, who I know has moved on as the Flames writer for The Athletic, but still writing about the Flames is great to see. But very interesting. We've talked about all those names. Nick Robertson, is he really a center? I don't think so. I know here it doesn't really say center, but more so looking for a center, of course. Over the past few days, we've even seen some other names thrown in the mix. So very interesting that would be what the Flames are wishing for most. And we know one guy, we showed it in the intro video. It's even in the thumbnail. I just can't get enough of the Rasmus Andersson Yule-log video. It is absolutely hilarious. Plays along with the whole theme of him, staring down a fan every time he scored towards the beginning of the season. If you haven't seen this video, please give it a watch. If you watch it on a loop, on a cycle, it's even that much better. It's just so funny. I can't get enough of this guy. He's quickly turning into one of the funniest guys in the entire league. I absolutely love him. I hope to see him under my tree. Well, today. Now let's get into holiday Huberdeau. So really, just one kind of last article we'll be taking a look at here. And it is from Steve McFarlane of the Hockey News. So a Flames holiday break review going over Jonathan Huberdeau. So with the NHL holiday break starting early for the Flames, we're looking at each and every member of the franchise and what their season has been like so far. Today we're profiling Jonathan Huberdeau. I'm obviously not going to go over every single player. I just wanted to highlight Huberdeau because of the season he is having. So there are no grades. This isn't high school, but these quick and dirty glimpses into their season illustrate where they're at ahead of the calendar. Flip from 2024 to 25. The name, of course, is Jonathan Huberdeau. So position left wing stats. He's got 13 goals, 12 assists, 25 points, 3 power play goals, 8 power play points, 1 shorthanded goal, 60 shots on goal, and a 21.7 shooting percentage. Look at all those stats. Boom, 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 one after the other. So in summation, Jonathan Huberdeau has had a bounce back season so far. Maybe not as big a rebound as many Flames fans hope for, but it's the best he's looked as a member of the franchise. That goes without saying. His 13 goals equals latest line mate Nazem Kadri for the team lead. Huberdeau's 25 points is top for the Flames so far. The production is far from the career high of 115 he put up in his final season with the Panthers before the blockbuster Matthew Tkachuk trade. However, it's the most comfortable, confident, and consistent he's looked in Flames silks. Come, con. Oh my gosh, pause. Don't take that one out of the way. You know exactly what I was doing with that one. But either way, let's wrap this up. He may never reach elite offensive status again, but Huberdeau has become one of the key factors in determining whether the Flames can win on any given night. He has been a stud lately. He's actually been fun to watch, and it looks like he's having fun out there as well. The first couple years, especially his first year as a Flame with Daryl Sutter, he looked like he would rather be absolutely anywhere else, and it's no wonder he would go back home and play hockey and beer league tournaments, essentially. But it's so great to see that he's playing well. It's so nice to see his big smile, and I'm just thrilled that he's playing that well. Obviously not up to the contract standards, but I mean, what more can you ask for on this kind of Flames team? We absolutely love a bit of Hubie around here. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. This one comes from yesterday's video, and I mean, it just fits the theme, of course. It comes from a regular around here. It comes from Iggy, and he said, "Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all." Got a few Christmas trees in there and Santa Claus. Go Flames, go. Sending my love out to all in the Sea of Red and to our main man, Marky Mark. And trust me, that love is received. I reciprocate it right back. But yeah, again, Merry Christmas to all of you guys and a happy holidays if you do not celebrate Christmas. It's always fun during the holiday season. And again, if you're spending time with your family, that's the best thing to do. And if not, I hope you're having a wonderful time over this holiday season and just can't wait to watch the Flames play once they get back into action. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.